Hey, now I wanted to talk to you about the PlayStation 5. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Is it going to come out next year?
Well, that's what the rumors are is they're going to announce it next year, but then it won't come out until 2020. So thumbs up. So they like to do that. They like to get everybody excited about it. I was hoping that they would announce it. They're thinking maybe in May. Well, if they announce it in May, hopefully it will be ready for the Christmas season. But it doesn't look like it will be. In fact, there was a leaker. His name is RuthenicCookie. Him or her, I'm not sure who RuthenicCookie
Let's
is.
call it a her.
A
This is a,
her,
a
yes,
pro a pro
or a
podcaster.
they. So, anyways, they had made a prediction that Sony was actually going to skip E3, which
Oh,
is a big gaming convention. And then all of a sudden, a day later, Sony comes out and says, "Yeah, you know what? We're not going to E3." And then everybody said, "Oh, well, what do you know, Ruthenick Cookie?" And they said, well, I also know that the PlayStation 5 is going to be announced, and unfortunately, it probably won't come out until 2020.
oh man.
Yeah, so we're going to have to wait, but it will be exciting to see what it comes out as. So the rumors are is that it will be a 7 nanometer octa-core AMD Ryzen processor that will produce
Nice.
60 frames per second at 4K.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's
Did
going to
you
be
know that when
beautiful.
I used to game like back in the day, I would get 30 frames per second, 640 by 480, and I was like, woo!
640 by
640
480.
by 480. Yeah.
And you
Playing
know
Tomb
what?
Raider and Quake.
Those frames per second, I have a buddy who is a competitive gamer,
Yeah,
and he competes here on the local level, and he says it's all about those frames per second. And for the
really.
longest time, oh yeah, and it was all about playing that Nintendo on the cathode array TV because of the refresh rate is way
Wow.
better than what you could get on LED
What?
or LCDs. And yeah, so it was all about old school playing, and you needed to be able to see those frames to time your moves. And I was like, dude, that's crazy. He's like, that's the way it is in competitive gaming.
Well, people
So
are starting
yeah,
to get paid a lot of money, and you can also stream your gaming on Twitch too, which a lot of people
yeah,
really like to enjoy to watch.
big money. It is big money. In fact, there's an article that I was just reading today about Ninja. And I guess he's a big Fortniter, and yeah, cool name Ninja. But that cool name Ninja guy, he's worth $10 million. He makes
Wow.
$500,000 a month just
Sign me up.
streaming. I know, streaming himself playing Fortnite. But there's a lot of pressure that come with these guys because they always have to be on, and because it's not like a basketball game where LeBron James gets on and he's a star for a couple of hours and then he goes home and rests and does it again in a couple of days. These guys are always on. Like, people are watching them. He has 14 million subscribers.
Now, do you think it's always him, or is it like his little sister doing it a little bit while he's taking a nap?
No, it is him. It is him. His
Wow.
name is Tyler Blevins, and he is always on, but it also has got him into a lot of trouble. I mean, I guess he dropped the N word when
Oh
he was
no.
streaming one. So he and his buddy were like, "Hey, let's play some rap music to get into Fortnite," and then he starts ad-libbing and making up his own raps, and then it's like, "Wah," right? So that's not good. And he also he's refusing to play with women, and I don't know if
See, he
it's
couldn't be on our podcast because we're
no.
pro woman on this
We're pro
podcast.
definitely, definitely. So anyways, he's got his own problems, and that's part of the competitive gaming world. But to get back to the PlayStation 5, it should be
Yeah.
great. The other rumor that came out is that it will have built-in virtual reality. So I
What
have
does
the
that even
PS4.
mean? Like, does it just mean it'll come with a visor or?
Well, no, actually, the built-in. So I'll explain what it's like right now. My PlayStation 4 Pro, the virtual reality is a separate box that
Okay.
plugs in through a USB.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going through USB 3, but the separate box is crunching all the data. It's got its separate CPU and GPU, and it's doing it separately, and then it pushes it through
Really?
the PlayStation 4. Yeah, and then the
Oh,
PlayStation
interesting.
4 outputs it to the TV. So it's like a separate little box, but it sounds like the PlayStation 5, that little box is going to be built into it. And so you're already almost there. All you need to do is buy the PlayStation, the PSVR that will come out. And it sounds like the next generation PlayStation virtual reality headset's going to have a camera in front, so a little bit like the HTC Vive. And so that will be kind of neat. Oh, and they're also going to come out with virtual reality gloves. That's the rumor.
Oh,
So maybe you
cool.
can, emote, you can flick your fingers, and, you can imagine what kinds of things you can tell people with your fingers.
um, Here's a prediction I'm gonna make about it. I bet
Yeah.
you they're gonna just get rid of the optical drive. No
Oh,
more
yeah.
Blu-ray.
I mean, I'm trying to think of what games that I have on my PlayStation 4 that are actually Blu-ray. I bought a few games at Christmas. Like I've got Skyrim, that's pretty cool, and it's huge. So want to keep that on Blu-ray instead of putting it on my hard drive. But to be honest with you, most of the games we get through downloading. So yeah,
What
it's
kind
good.
of downloading, Matt?
What kind? I'm trying to remember it's the
Uh-huh.
PlayStation where you get the free games every month.
PlayStation free games, Pirate Bay.
No, no, no. These are all legit. We subscribe to PlayStation. My days
Uh-huh.
of a pirate, at least for games, are long over. Yahar!
Good for you.